Hi, I'm Paul Greenberg, founder of the NORA Network with a solution partner showreel. This short video gives a quick glimpse into some of the companies and dynamic people providing outstanding products, services and technology into the retail sector. Thank you for watching. Well, it's my great pleasure to be chatting with Leigh Williams. Leigh is the founder, the managing director of eStore Logistics, which over the last decade has been a massive enabler of e-commerce and online retail, providing the full end-to-end service in terms of warehousing and fulfillment distribution. But Leigh, in your words, tell us a bit about your journey.
So eStore was started 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago now. At the time, e-commerce was just taking off and getting some traction in Australia, and there wasn't really anybody doing e-commerce fulfillment. I'd come from an IT and process improvement type background, and I saw the challenge of solving e-commerce fulfillment. It's very systems driven, writing systems and processes that supported people performing tasks, i.e. the fulfillment function.
And I think in truth a lot of great online businesses that should be here today are not here today because they got tangled up in the web of trying to do their own delivery, fulfillment, distribution. It's a hard gig, isn't it?
Absolutely. A lot of our clients find it difficult to manage their own inventory in-house with the systems that they've got, find it difficult to meet peaks and troughs like Black Friday where they might have a 3 or 5 times spike, and to maintain service levels during those periods of times, and then also maintain cost efficiency, ensuring that they're still having the same sort of similar cost to serve orders at a low time and a peak time.
And the core of your business offer, it's a variable cost model, right? It's I pay for what I use, I pay for what I eat, as opposed to the fixed cost model that many retailers are lumbered with.
Correct. You only pay for the amount of warehouse space you're utilising. You only pay on the basis of the number of orders that you're sending out to your customers, and same with the amount of stock coming in from your suppliers. So it's a totally consumption-based model.
It's fantastic. And high-level metrics, pushing out 45,000 plus orders a day. 50,000 square meters of distribution space across Sydney, Melbourne. Those are the figures I've heard.
Yeah, so at Black Friday, we went a bit higher than that this year. It was a great Black Friday. We saw a huge uplift.
Unreal.
We do have about 50,000 square metres of warehouse space across Melbourne and Sydney in 4 DCs.
Wow.
We're currently building another DC out in Sydney at the moment, which is going to go live in less than 9 weeks now, which is quite exciting.
Man, that's awesome, man. So it's really happening. And in terms of the verticals you're serving, what kind of retailers are you working with?
So we work with some really large pure play online retailers. So an example of those are Kogan.com and Temple & Webster. We also work with small and medium online retailers as well. So many names which have come up in the media like Mountain Bikes Direct and,
I love them,
and businesses like those that are sort of a bit smaller but niche product offerings. And we also do medium to large size omni-channel retailers. So this could be a Hair House Warehouse or a Patagonia, which have a retail store network of hundreds of their own stores, for example. Then have independent stores they sell into, then the e-commerce sales channel, and then other outlet type channels to get rid of end of season stock. And that all comes from the single stock holding within our warehouses.
And technology is the enabler, and that's your background, as you said, and really the cornerstone of which the business has been built on enables you to service these different verticals in the different ways they need to be serviced.
Absolutely. So we've invested heavily in digital automation. So what does that mean? That means there's very little decision making done by our staff. We connect our systems to our client systems, so all the data flows are seamless, and our systems are selecting which packaging types to use for orders, selecting where the stock gets stored, selecting which warehouse to fulfill an order from, selecting which carrier. So it really creates a really streamlined situation which brings down cost, ultimately increases service.
And Leigh, last question, 10 years, eStore Logistics in the right place at the right time, and you've seen fabulous growth. From where you sit, you've got a great helicopter view of online retail. What's your prognosis for the next decade, and what advice would you be giving to some viewers out there who are either starting out or getting into the game?
We see a huge uplift in businesses which are selling on Instagram, and they're selling fashion type products or health and beauty. They've got a very low marketing budget.
Fabulous.
They've got a very narrow product range, but they're able to break into that really easily by getting the right influencers involved, the right advertising on Instagram, and they're able to go and compete with, say, a health and beauty business which has been running for 5 or 10 years very quickly and very easily.
I know Russell and Kogan would like to hear that, who I know has been a great supporter of yours and a big advocate. If you can keep Ruslan happy, you can keep everyone happy, because he's a taskmaster, but he's got a great business. Well, Leigh Williams, the founder, managing director of eStore Logistics, a worthy winner at the NORA Solution Partner Excellence Awards last October, and really a great innovator and enabler in the order fulfillment and warehousing to the e-commerce and online industry in Australia. Leigh, thanks so much for joining me in this conversation, this short show reel, and best wishes for the year ahead.
Thanks, Paul.